Hi there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig the Hippie Pickle as always, and today I've got something completely different for the channel, and I'm really just chuffed to bits to be asked to do this as well. I'm actually going to do a game reveal announcement, first impressions type video. So this game should be getting announced today at the VRGS. So yeah, and of course content creators have been contacted, given a press release and the trailer, and I just thought, well, why not just watch the trailer for the first time and record it as well, and then just give my impressions, read some of the information from the press pack as well. And this is what I'm going to do. So this is the new game from Television Games, and this is the dev team behind Captain Toonhead and the Punks from Outer Space, which came out in 2021, and that was the VR game. And then they've obviously collaborated with another dev studio to do the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yes, they like outer space. And then they've got a brand new title, this one here. Yeah, this is my logo, which I've kind of hidden to kind of, you know, not give it away too much what the game's going to be about. So yeah, and just to let you know, there will be a 10% pre-order bonus as well with the game, so 10% discount if you want to pre-order the game. So all links and details will be down in the description, and of course I'll put all the socials for Television as well, so just get in there, follow them, like them, subscribe to them, whatever you need to do, but support these guys. And yeah, hopefully the sky's the limit and we'll see what they're going to do in the future. But right now, let's just get to that trailer of the brand new game. Let's go. Television Games.
Welcome to Scrollfort Reach, your new home. A place of peace and harmony, of beauty and joy, and most importantly, orc-free. Visit the sites, know the culture, interact with the locals, fall in love, come and play with your loved ones, bathe in the beauty of it all. Scrollfort is a town of order and honor. Just don't mess with the rift, or we'll all be doomed.
Die! By the blade! Good trailer.
That's how it's done.
Coming January 22nd, 2026. Oh, yes. Right, so yeah, there we go. This is the new game from Television Games, Orcs Must Die. So yeah, let's get to the official artwork, shall we? So yeah, that's going to be the cover artwork for the game, and here's my here's my logo I'm going to be using for when I'm doing coverage of the game. So yeah, that was the mystery reveal for my new logo. More orcified. I kind of like that. It's just a lot grumpy, and I don't know if it's got better teeth than me or not. So yeah, more details about the game. I'll just so I haven't heard. You know, I'm not been into flat screen game for a while, and especially not kind of PC gaming, or you know, very much I was very into the big budget titles when I was playing flat screen before entering VR. So smaller indie studios, I never really got into those games. So you may recognise Orcs Must Die as a franchise, and there's been several games of this. I've already looked up some of these trailers on Steam, and there's been releases also on console. I believe one of them was on I think it's Orcs Must Die Death Trap was on Games Pass Live for a while. So yeah, basically Television Games is built from built this from the ground up. It's not just an adaptation of one of the existing games, it is built from the ground up, a new game in the series for VR. So it's based on the franchise, of course, which is by Robot Entertainment, and it's introducing the visceral combat, deep embodiment, and the fan favourite traps from the game, and you get to experience Orcs Must Die like never before. So look at the trailers. It's a kind of tower defence type game, which obviously TerraVision Games has got a bit of experience with the last title in VR, which was Captain Toonhead and the Punks from Outer Space. So I really enjoyed that game. It's definitely, more people, everybody did play it, really enjoyed it. It just it wasn't as big hitting as it should have been, and it's a shame. So if you haven't played that, you should definitely go and play Captain Toonhead. Go and buy that right now. They've announced the new game, and it's basically going to be very similar in the terms of you're setting up the traps, but you are diving in there and doing visceral hand-to-hand combat. So looking at the trailer, you definitely see Gorn-esque type combat and ripping limbs off and chopping them to pieces and then hitting them with their own limbs. So it's going to be quite visceral that way. I'm looking forward to that. As well as the trap building. But it is technically like a tower defence. They're coming in waves at you and you're trying to defend them, stop them and get into the goal what you're defending. This is an action tower defence. So it's still a tower defence, but it's an action-based one. So your characters were running around, but now you're physically doing that in VR. Now, compared to Captain Toonhead had like node-to-node teleportation, so you teleport between the different towers you would build, and then you could still shoot. So it still had the combat from a shooting mechanic, but there was no free movement. This actually lets you run around in free movement, hacking and slashing, bashing and destroying. So that's definitely a step up for them. Really interested to see how that's going to go. So they are evolving, and they're taking, as far as I'm aware, it's a much loved series. Fans of this series, they wouldn't have made so many of these games if there wasn't a fan favourite and it wasn't doing well. So I'm really hoping they're going to do it justice to the fan base and to bring new people into the series as well. So, but I'm definitely intrigued. As someone who's not seen the series, I'm definitely intrigued on what this is going to do. So I'm just going to read a little bit from the actual press kit. So while strategic trap placement remains a core pillar of the Orc Must Die formula, By the Blade pushes combat to the forefront. So the subtitle obviously reflects its melee focus. So there is a lot of melee combat, which of course to Captain Toonhead was all about shooting, whereas this is more the melee. So they are mixing it up there. You can swing, you can parry, and there's limited counter attacks as well. You can feel present in the combat. So the key features they're highlighting is the visceral VR combat. So you're going to swing your swords, you're going to block, you're going to counter with realistic timing and precision. So embodied action, like I said before, the full free locomotion compared to the node-to-node teleportation you had in Captain Toonhead. It is, full free locomotion and hand-tracked combat to create a sense of presence like nothing before. So that will tell you instantly, but this is coming exclusively to the Meta Quest. If I can get more details on whether it's going to come to all formats, I will obviously update you on that one. But as of the launch for this game next year, it will be coming exclusively to the Meta Quest. There's also going to be strategic traps in there, so there's going to all the iconic traps you would have recognised from the series. They'll all be there, now layered with obviously the dynamic VR combat, ranged and melee. And there's going to be exclusive VR challenges, so levels and scenarios designed from the ground up for the Meta Quest. So again, they are really taking advantage of the medium and the platform they're going on to. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do there as well. So of course, while Orcs Must Die by the Blade is built from the ground up for VR to truly immerse you, it does utilise what made it great in the first place. So the unique art style from the series, it has all been captured, but in glorious 3D and VR. So you're going to be coming back to a world you're probably familiar with if you play the series, but it's now all in its glory and you're in the world itself. Which, if you're not into VR gaming, until you experience it, it's so hard to describe when you're immersed in the world. You could play a Resident Evil game and think, wow, this looks amazing, and the sense of scale, it's great, or the horror. But when you're in there, then you really do appreciate the sense of scale of these environments and the towering creatures what you come across. So again, this is going to be a very similar feel. And of course, there's going to be returning characters. So Max and Gabby return to continue fighting for the Order in a new campaign. Speaking of the campaign, there's a bold new campaign, so story and lore have always been an important part of Orcs Must Die in that universe, and it's not being forgotten. So the experience a brand new campaign with returning characters, familiar but new locations, and the hectic defensive gameplay but with a twist. So it's going to be set out in 3 different full chapters spread across 12 different levels. Secrets, there's going to be plenty of secrets in there, so your tensions will be the main task, but looking around will often yield wonders, so that to me says there's going to be collectibles in the game. I do like a good collectible, and it's a good excuse to try to get that 100% completion as well. And there's going to be challenges, so having extra things to do is always fun. So it does sound like they're really trying to get some value out of this and some replay, because some games you can blast through, in a day and you're done. But they want some reason to keep people playing and keep people coming back. So adding challenges, secrets, collectibles, it's a good incentive to keep people coming back. So are you ready for war? So taking on orcs is a dangerous job, but you've got to make sure you've got the right weaponry and traps, which is vital to your survival. So you've got an arsenal of 15 weapons. You can find out what works best for you and find your own play style. Of course, progression is a key, so I do like progression systems. So you need to upgrade many of the weapons can be upgraded, and that different firing modes, for example. So again, you can find your own unique playing style and just try out what works for you. So I do like that. And while obviously, the combat, being a physical person in the world, is important in this game, but so are the traps. So there's also 15 different traps to stop the orcs from reaching their targets. So obviously the traps are just, that's your tower defense kind of element, putting in different towers, but putting in different traps. And remember, they're upgradable as well, so they can do more. So the best news for me about this game is, even though I loved Captain Toonhead, and I just love VR games in general, but a lot of VR games can be so much more fun with friends. Well, they've got you covered there as well, because you're never going to be battling alone with Orcs Must Die by the Blade, because you can now have a fully playable co-op mode, and that means you can do the entire campaign together in co-op, which is going to be really, really good. And you solve the puzzles collaboratively, and you can battle as a team, and it's going to be more chaotic. So I really like that co-op aspect of this game. So yeah, obviously their prior title, as I mentioned, Captain Toonhead versus the Punks from Outer Space, which came out in 2021. And I only recently played that when it came to PSVR 2, so I'm a little bit behind on there. But again, I'm instantly a fan. I'm instantly a fan. I liked the writing, I liked the comedy in the game, and it's just cheeky and fun. And the game the game is very fun, and it's wants you to play more, because you might get your backside kicked, and then you're thinking, right, I need to do this, I need to do that, and work on upgrades, and you can go back and upgrade your stuff. So yeah, it's I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do with this game, and of course into the future. I really want them to do well. So even though for by their standards, they said it was very modest in commercial reach, but it was praised by critics and players for the innovative take on tower defense, and that's what I really liked about it. It was just something a little bit different, because you're not just placing towers and waiting, or you're placing towers and occasionally throwing some spells or something down there. I'm not saying anything's wrong with those games. Looking at games like Towers and Powers, which I played, there's nothing wrong with that, but being involved in the action and the shooting, that's what I liked more about Captain Toonhead. That lent very heavily on the shooting side of things, and the tower placement and the teleportation-based movement, which, this new game is obviously it's evolving the formula. But they already made something really, really good, but they're evolving it and they're adding more to it. So that free locomotion, the melee combat, and the strategic depth, but it's going to all be blended together in a visceral VR experience. And yeah, really, really kind of excited. I am really, really excited. And just a little bit about the studio, which obviously behind the series of Orcs Must Die. So Robot Entertainment is an independent studio themselves, and the game, Orcs Must Die, the series, is an award-winning series, and they've done other, fan favourite titles. They're known for combining humour, action, innovative gameplay, and they continue to expand the franchise to new platforms and new audiences. So this is where there would have been a collaboration with television to use their IP to bring a brand new game to new audiences. And so that's really I'm just excited. I am excited, and it's not too far to wait. So we're in November now, and it's it's only a couple of months away. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to having the opportunity to dive in with friends, and just play through and just have fun. Because that's the thing. It's like I love Ancient Dungeon, but it's like playing with someone else to come along with the mayhem. And when things go wrong as well, that's just leads to some great funny moments. So so many things like so many games can be made better when you bring a friend along, and I think it's going to be fun solo. I think solo gamers are going to get a lot of fun out of it, but I think people who want to be a bit more sociable are going to get a lot of fun out of it. I just think it's going to be a really fun game. So let's just watch this space. As soon as I can share more in the future, if possible, I will do. Any more information I get, I'll be definitely putting it out on the channel. So thank you very much for watching, and all the details for Television Games, everything else will be put down in the description. And as soon as it's available to wishlist, etc., I'll update and put links down below as well. Because go ahead and wishlist it. Support this devs. Television Games, they're heading places. I really think that they've got a good vision. And some people might think, well, they're just doing the tower defense. They've built something that really worked, and they're expanding on that. So they're perfecting the formula for what they're already good at. I would like to see what else they would be capable of in the future, but for the time being, they're evolving a current theme they've got, which works. And if to make the best type of one of these games in the genre, it's not a bad vision to have. But then I'd like to see what else they're capable of as well. But I like a good tower defense game. It's something I can really enjoy. So watch this space. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe, and go and follow Television Games. And check out Captain Toonhead. And even if you're playing flat screen, go and check out Killer Clowns as well. So take care of each other out there. Peace and love. Bye bye.
Welcome to Scrollfort Reach, your new home. A place of peace and harmony, of beauty and joy, and most importantly, orc-free. Visit the sites, know the culture, interact with the locals, fall in love. Come and play with your loved ones. Bathe in the beauty of it all. Scrollfort is a town of order and honor. Just don't mess with the rift, or we'll all be doomed.
That's how it's done.